Heather, a heartfelt medium, and Rick Finbo, a psychic. Again, next Sunday at 1 p.m., they'll lead an afternoon dedicated to helping you understand and support that surrounds you and providing clarity and purpose of life. Tickets for this special event are $33. You can find the link to buy a ticket on Althea's website or purchase one at the door. Together, Heather and Rick will bring an afternoon of surprise and delight, utilizing their unique talents to connect with spirit and your highest and best. We are working to grow our membership. The process for becoming a member at Althea has been streamlined. If you're not already a member and would like to show support in this way, which is very important to Althea's sustainability, please speak with Ricky Stanton, Bob Berkaw, our board president, or Reverend Christina. We have a brief application to fill out, and then you will receive your member card. An online membership sign-up option will also be available on Althea's website. As this summer shines brightly, we've decided to take a summer break from our cherished Sundays lunch program. This is effective immediately. This decision comes from challenges we faced in finding volunteers to support kitchen duties and cleanup. We understand that sometimes summer activities and commitments make it hard to be there on Sundays. Financially, with lower attendance and fewer people paying for lunch, we have not been able to break even, leading to greater financial loss. This break gives us time to plan for a strong return in September. However, we want to stress that the future of our Sunday lunch programs depends on community support. Without volunteers to help with kitchen prep and cleanup, we simply cannot continue. During this break, we invite you to still come together in the dining room after Sunday services. Althea will provide coffee and tea. We encourage those who can bring baked goodies, cookies, pastries, etc., to share. We will also pause the potluck Sundays for the last Sunday of the month. Thank you for your understanding and support. Let's work together to ensure that our Sunday lunches can return better than ever in September. And now I will turn it over to my queen wife, Reverend Christina.
Good morning. Thank you. That was Greg Jones, my husband. Thank you all for being here, and thank you all for being here online, and the little ones in the back as well. Althea, this beautiful facility is over 100 years old, was created by 4 amazing women, steeped in oneness and spirituality, new thought and truth, which is not really new. The whole world was founded on oneness, believing there's a oneness and awakening of spirit of all, and that's what Althea stands for. And we support all races, all sexual orientations, all religions, all faiths, even those that are searching a faith. We welcome you all, and I stand on the land on Arapaho, Cheyenne, and Ute Nation. We sometimes forget in the mountains of Colorado that even part of this land was underwater and later rose up where the beautiful native cultures reside. And Althea totally honors it. So welcome you all. And anyone that is new here, we have a flower, and I do encourage you to meet with one another, meet with any of us here. We're a friendly group. So anyone new here, please raise your hand. Welcome. And if anyone's shy, I understand. I'm just saying. And we have coffee and tea and donuts. You may hang out afterwards for community. And afterwards, Bob Burkhardt, board president, and Jerry will be doing like a conversation, a conscious conversation on the sacred no. No is a very powerful word. It's actually a sentence. And now, the lovely Catherine McKay, who has been here many years, will be praying us in. Thank you, Catherine.
Good morning. All I could think of when I got here this morning was Ollie Ollie Oxen Free. You know that game when you were kids? Did you say that when you got to the safe place? That's how it felt. So, I'm very glad to be here. So close your eyes if you want to. Take a breath. Dear God, we ask for our minds to quiet and our hearts to open Let us absorb this divinely infused energy that is Althea. Let us open and allow ourselves to be so vulnerable that we are listening to the message and the music and the readings today with our souls. Then, dear God, let our joy shine so brightly that all those we come in contact with feel it and spread it too. We can offer joy to the world because we know that God is all. And so it is. Amen.
Good morning. Please stand as you're able for our statement of being, followed by face of God. God is all, both invisible and visible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. We are individualized expressions of God and are ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. We are a family. You are the face of God.
Thank you, Daryl. Thank you, Ricky. We have a new musician here that's performing. I met Laura at Colorado Springs Centers for Spiritual Living and heard her sing. And it was like, whoa, she totally rocked me. So Laura Weber is joining us for the first time, like I said. She is thrilled to share her incredible talent with us. Laura describes her journey with music as a lifelong love affair, from singing in school and church choirs to competing on karaoke stages. She has always found joy, fulfillment in her musical expression. Today, she brings us that joy through the gift of her voice. Beautiful souls, welcome Laura Weber.
Thanks for having me. This ain't coming from no prophet, just an ordinary man. When I close my eyes, I see the way this world shall be, and we all walk hand in hand. When the last child cries for a crust of bread, when the last man dies for just words that he said, when there's shelter over the poorest head, we shall be free. And the last thing we notice is the color of skin, and the first thing we look for is the beauty within. And the skies and the ocean are clean again. We shall be free. We shall be free. We shall be free. Stand straight and walk proud, 'cause we shall be free. love, anyone we choose. When this world's big enough for all different views, we all can worship from our own kind of pew, and we shall be free. We shall be free. We shall be free. Have a little faith, hold out, 'cause we shall be free. And when money talks for the very last time, and nobody walks a step behind, but there's only one race, and that's mankind, then we shall be free. We shall be free. We shall be free. Stand straight, walk proud. We shall be free. We shall be free. Thank you.
Good morning. The first reading is from Noelle Stern, author, editor, writing coach, and spiritual counselor. There is no luck. Life doesn't just happen. We have control over our thoughts. If you believe we're in control of our lives and experiences, and that your thoughts empower you to change your life, you will be less inclined to credit luck. To me, this view is much more appealing than the life happens perspective. It means that we can choose what we want in our lives with our thoughts. The spiritual precepts are true. We attract what we are. What we focus on grows. As the saying goes, where attention goes, energy flows. And energy through our attention becomes our experiences. The next reading is from Hong Kong American martial artist, actor, and Jeet Kune Do. Bring the mind into sharp focus and make it alert so that it can immediately intuit truth, which is everywhere. The mind must be emancipated from old habits, prejudices, restrictive thought processes, and even ordinary thought itself. Bruce Lee.
Thank you, Shauna. So it's a weird time in July, at least for me. Whenever there's a 4th of July that's on a Thursday or a Wednesday, it just throws off my whole week. Because it's like, do you take off the day before, the day after, so you have this celebration of that weekend before or in the weekend now. And today is 7/7. I love numbers. And 7 means good luck. And I'm hoping this time, and I feel it, we focus on beyond luck and feel into a feeling of freedom. Last week I spoke on freedom is our birthright. Because we're born of that. Independence Day was not Independence Day for all. Actually, the document was not signed on July 4th. It was later signed on August 8th, 1776. And like I said last week, everyone wasn't free. I feel probably about 90% of our ancestors in here were not free. They were in this room because it was a small group of people. And it wasn't until 1859 that black slaves were forced to celebrate Independence Day. Very interesting. And anyone else that didn't want to celebrate, like the Irish slaves did not want to celebrate. But, as Irish poet said, we were born free no matter what the outside circumstances. So this week is focus. When I got in May, the whole month was on freedom. It wasn't so much about all the pomp and circumstance of fireworks and hot dogs and eating and sweltering heat. It's about true freedom. And in order to have that, we have to focus on it. I can say all day that freedom is my birthright, is our birthright. That's true. But if we focus on a lower energy, that's what we're going to get. We have to focus on what we want. And the one thing that I'm noticing right now, and I even noticed with myself, that maybe we're talking a little bit about politics and other things a little bit too much, because it's in focus. In these teachings, what focus on grows. I was laughing the other day when I was looking up like hashtags and all the new key phrases that the 20 and the 30-year-olds love. And you're going to laugh about what the word is. Manifestation. I'm like, that's not new. So the 20-year-olds are learning about manifestation, law of attraction. I'm excited that they're learning about it, but it's not new. It's Hermetic text. It's really ancient. It's otherworldly. It's beyond Egypt. But the women that founded this building and these teachings, they were reading all that. But they weren't only reading it, they were focusing on it. 100 years ago, 4 women couldn't vote. Look at this. They focused on it. They focused on it. And they didn't allow themselves to get sidetracked. Now, full disclosure here, we have a lot to sidetrack us. I suffer from squirrel disease, as my husband says. Bright, shiny, like, oh, I'm going to go do this. Oh, wait, there's this. I can go do this. So I purposely focus. Because when I don't, things, you just have stuff all over. Have you ever started organizing a room? And then you go into another room and you start messing with that. And before you know it, you have piles. And you're like, oh, boy. That's from a lack of focus. Now, I'm not making it wrong, because that's part of the human condition. The human ego loves to come in and get us distracted. Now, I've been an entrepreneur most of my life. But I worked in corporate America for over 25 years. So that was more of a weekend gig. But in 2016, end of 2016, I walked away. In 2017, I was launching, and I'm still writing a book. So the one thing I noticed the other day, as some of my girlfriends with COVID have decided, you know what, I'm done with the corporate thing, the cube thing, everything shifted. We all know COVID opened up a gateway. There was a lot of fear. And yes, people left the planet. But it opened up a gateway of new possibility. But also, people that worked from home had to do what? Focus. Because they had kids, grandkids, cats, dogs running around the house. And you had to zoom in. Or even tell the people you live with, husband or wife or whatever, hey, I got to go do this, and I've got to what? Focus. Because when you work, at least when I work, when you were out in the world, you were away from home life. You were away. At home, I'll get distracted like, oh, I got to work on my talk and this for the board meeting for Althea, but then the laundry basket starts calling, Christina. Things start calling me, and I'm like, nope, I got to focus. But the whole world is focused. Spirit is focused all the time on loving us. Let me prove it to you. When we're sleeping, no one's moving our breath. We think we are, or our organs, and keeping us alive. But spirit, supreme creator, God, whatever you want to call it, that's focus. The universe was created from focus. The Hermetic text, focus. Egypt, focus. Machu Picchu, Italy, everything, focus. Including the men that created the Constitution. They were focused. So everything's created from that. But we also live in a society that wants to divert you. And the one thing I noticed as I was meditating on the word focus, a lack of focus has made a lot of people broke. I'm going there, money. I have seen people, they get a rebate check or an income tax check, and without a focus and a plan, in about a week or two, the money that they were going to use for something else is gone. It's gone in a minute. They weren't focused. We are halfway through the year, and a lot of people did the New Year's resolutions. How many of you are still doing them? Good for you. Oh, good for you. Good. Thank you. Good for you. Yeah, I dropped off. I think I forgot what it was. I had a new intention. I know what that is. But I got rid of that resolution thing because I'm like, tried it again, didn't work. But it doesn't work because what? There's a lack of focus. Be independent of the good opinion of other people. A lot of people think that's Wayne Dyer. He was a fan of Maslow. It was Maslow. At the end of this quote is how the human ego of other people will give you and take you off your focus. It's a much longer quote. The human ego, which we all have, you cannot kill it. You cannot destroy it. It exists until we leave this planet. However, through prayer and meditation, and even contemplation, you become aware of it. And when you're aware of it, that's focus. Then you are free of the ego or the independent opinion of other people. Because a lot of people, and I've had it in my family, you shouldn't do that. What are you, nuts? Going to be a minister? You were making 6 figures in corporate America. Or you shouldn't be an artist, or you shouldn't, or shouldn't. Whenever someone tells you that, if you want to move forward in your life, if you hear you shouldn't, you might should. Because they don't even know. They don't even see it. A lot of people are afraid to move forward, so they'll tell you to do the same because you're facing yourself. In order to lose weight, gain abundance, anything you want to do, start a new project takes focus. When you go to book a trip, you're focused. I know I am, finding the best deal. How many of you have ever been so focused on a project you lost track of time? My mom used to call that being in the God flow, where there's no time and there's no space. That's spirit. That's how we manifest. That is the law of attraction. And like this building being here over 100 years, that's focus. Now, what happens to me when I don't focus, especially when Spirit Source says it's time to move on or time to do this or time to do something else, and I don't listen, there's a thing called the spiritual 2x4, and it hurts. First there's pebbles, then there's a big boulder. So we have to focus on the task at hand. If we want peace on the planet, seriously, I say this a lot, we need to focus on the peace within us. Not everyone else. Well, they're doing it. They're road raging. It's just true. We were driving down the hill. Very interesting drive down the hill. And instead of focusing on a road rage, I focused on when I pulled up into the parking lot, thank you in my head for getting us here safe. Focusing on the good, focusing on the God, not focusing on what's wrong. And being present to it, being in the present moment to focus on what is good. Because we'll get more good. We'll get more light. The brain does not recognize NOT. This is a scientific fact. And if you keep thinking, I don't want, your brain is focusing on, I do want. It does not register. It literally flatlines. So we get to manifest peace for ourselves, peace on the planet. We get to focus on that. I'll use myself as an example. I have a dear friend of mine who is an amazing animal communicator and psychic. Amazing, unbelievable. And she was in town for a couple of days, and I had lunch with her on Friday. And she calls me her little butterfly. I'm like, oh, here it comes. She's like, you're fluttering. She said, you got it all written down of what yours is to do with your book, with Althea, with everything. I said, yes. She said, now just focus on this. She said, it's so easy. Because one thing she even says, as a trainer to train other psychics, the universe knows we live in a timeless energy field. However, we are in that time. So whenever we get energies or frequencies or guide or angels or spirit guides gives us information, we'll start to. The human will overwhelm and not focus. That's the human ego. Will overwhelm and not focus. But when you write it down, it takes it out of you. Then you can do your steps. Yesterday I was at the Cherry Creek Arts Festival. It was so much fun. It was hot, but it was so much fun. And to see people from all over the world. And I used to do artwork and sell it. And I was like, you know what? Artwork brought me joy. I need to do it again. Take 1 or 2 hours a week. I have easels, oil paints, and do that. All those artists, when they're in that moment, are not a butterfly. They're not all over the place. They're not scattered. Some of the artwork brought tears to my eyes. One artist I looked at, I said, you are totally channeling. She just smiled, and she nodded. Her artwork selling for $17,000 of what she feels is the Palladian star system. It was like going to a spiritual center at the art fair. Because they're all, I heard some of the artists talking about like, I just sit down it took me 4 hours, and this piece is huge. And this guy said, I lost all time and space. They were focused. That spirit. So let's focus on possibility in lieu of negativity. I found this picture as I thought of horses one day. And how come they wear blinders? It keeps them focused. Some of the best racehorses, they would blindfold them. They still do that to keep their energy focused. And I read about one trainer of winners of the Preakness and all the races. He said because they could feel the earth and when the rocks move. And think about people who are blind or challenged with hearing. If they're hearing aids or they can't see, the other senses become more focused. There's a freedom in us being focused. Sometimes when we get overwhelmed and I said last week, I do not like political years. I'm grateful I get to vote. I'm grateful we live in a country we do get to vote freely. I am grateful. However, all the media and some people in the arguments, instead of coming together in a conscious conversation, instead of yelling, I'm going to do this and do this. I'm going to focus on the possibility, not the fear. Not when I hear people say, oh, so-and-so can't get in office, or that person can't get in office, and what's going to happen in November? Now, I'm cheating. I'm going to Peru in November. I'm voting, and I'm out of here. I'm taking a break for 2 weeks. But I invite you, if you're not leaving town, take a break. Vote and pray. Pray for peace. Let's focus on peace, not only in the Middle East, not only in Ukraine, but here. If we're peaceful here, a lot of countries do follow us. They follow our technology. What's the possibility of them following our energy? That we start focusing in Denver and expanding that focus energy out into the world of peace. Instead of worrying about gas prices, milk prices, food prices, what if I'm going to lose my job? I'll tell you what focus got me one time. I was so terrified of losing my job after 9/11. Group of us were. That was a collective prayer. We all lost our jobs. And I realized, even at that time, I belonged to a spiritual center very similar to this. I'm like, oh, it was right in front of my face. Now, I'm not saying it wouldn't happen, but, I mean, that's all we talked about. And out of the thousands of people, they were laid off. It was a big company. There were 3 women, and one being my secretary. She kept saying, we don't know that. Her name was Cindy. Cindy's no longer here. The total optimist. Even some people are like, you're out of it. She's like, we don't know that. She got hired as the vice president's secretary. Wow. And I asked her, what did she do? The next time I saw her, she showed me her vision board. It was on a vision board. She said, I had to put earphones in. Y'all were driving me nuts because you were all panicked. What a lesson. So what we focus on grows. Everything is energy. We're energy. And a lot of us, we watch YouTube videos, we talk about it, pray about it. But then when we leave here or we talk with our friends, the Chicken Little shows up and the sky is falling. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. A friend of mine asked me, knowing I am a psychic, are we in the rapture? I fell out laughing. She didn't like that too much. I'm like, do you realize that word in Hebrew meant rising up? When you look at ancient texts, the word rapture did not even exist. So I said, no, we're not in what you think. And we're not going to just pop up. We're in a rising up. So we have to focus on a higher consciousness. That's what Yeshua meant. That higher Christ consciousness. That's what we are to focus on. To focus on the truth. Because guess what? The young kids are looking at manifestation, law of attraction. That's all this. Affirmative prayer rewires your brain to the higher possibility. Not the begging and beseeching. I grew up Catholic as well. You want to talk about begging on your knees. And I'm not totally judging that. There's good aspects of it. But that begging means it doesn't exist. So you're focusing on lack instead of focusing on possibility. Focusing on what can happen. So in 2016, and not having the big corporate job, the corporate expense account, they paid for my car, a brand new car. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. Well, come to find out, in 2017, couldn't get unemployment. How come? I had a year's worth of bonus checks. And money kept flowing in. I had money I didn't use, vacation time. Because before that, I went to this place called Damen, Italy. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to focus on working with and for the divine. And it happened. And it continues to happen. I'm focusing on peace in my life, even days when I don't feel it. It's like, no, I'm going to look at the good. I'm breathing. I have a cat that continually talks, but I'm grateful for it. Finding the small things to focus on. Yesterday, when I thought parking was going to be $16 for the art festival, it was $3. Yay! It was like winning the lottery. Focusing on what's good. And if we all do that, that's what we're here to do. It's not this fire and brimstone rapture. Oh, the sky is falling, everything is ending. No, everything's shifting because it has to shift. Or the planet might not be here. That is the sacred geometry, the flower of life. You see it around here. It's not an Althea symbol. It's sacred geometry, older than time, found in Egypt, which many people do believe it may come from the star system. Is a symbol also of manifestation, power. And we want to talk about power? It's in Congress. I've seen the symbol within the State Department. I used to work in the Pentagon. There's little gold plaques of it around the general's office. That's something, isn't it? They know something. It's manifestation, spirituality, higher consciousness. Some scientists believe it's actually a portal that brings heaven on earth. Wow. So when I saw the side of the door, when I first walked through these doors, that they had the flower of life on the door, that Daryl's around here somewhere, he painted, I was like, wow, they get it. It's the essence of all spirituality. I've meditated to this with sound and focused on it. When we meditate, we're focusing on a breath. And sometimes that monkey mind comes in. Oh, you got to do groceries, you got to do this, something beeps. You hear every little sound. Well, if you give it a good 3 minutes, the monkey mind gives up. And that energy, that divine energy that we all are, drops in. And it may be peace, it may be a message, it may be a feeling, it may be solitude, it may be groundedness, even though you're meditating. That's the focus light. I just looked at the clock. It's 11:11. That's a portal. That's Archangel Michael energy. We're in the flow all the time. To focus on that. And to focus whatever teachings that all brought us here. Anyone watching online, any of the good aspects of, say, your previous religions or something you still practice, focus on the good that brings you, that brings us groundedness. Because that's real freedom. That's real independence. Even if you look at fireworks, I went to a fireworks show. If you look at them blowing out, some of them look like that. Look at pictures. I'm like, It's all around us. So let's focus on that flash, that light, that love, that good, that freedom. and freedom for all sentient beings, because there is an old falling away. You can smell it. You could feel it. Don't go into panic. Go into focus on hope. Focus on joy. When the Roman Empire fell, you notice Rome is still there, right? It didn't go into the sea. Whenever some great organization fell, something new came up. It was a political structure that fell, but the people still lived and thrived. So no matter what we see energetically or politically, that's not our truth. Remember, it's all man-made. Over 200 years ago, in this country, there was no such thing as a Democrat and a Republican. You guys realize that? So let's focus on coming together, and not when someone says, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, I'm an independent. That's not who you are. You're a child of God. Yes, clap for that. We're children of God. We're not these labels. We're light. Let's focus on the light. Let's focus, say, I'm love. Love beauty. Love made manifested. Love created all of us, the entire planet. That's freedom. That's focus. What we focus on grows. That's how Kamala beads and chanting works and changes your frequency because you're focused on something higher. So I'm going to invite you to play for us. Yeah, I'm going to pray us out. And even if you don't want to close your eyes, you can stare at the flower of life. And we can focus. What's your name? Renee. And Renee, I got to throw you in here because of piano. When you first started playing, you had to focus to get where you are now. Every great artist had to focus, and we are all the artists of our life. So now, if you're willing and able, I invite you to close your eyes. Oh, imagine a rose. A rose is one of the highest frequencies. And if you see that beautiful rose, I invite you to see this beautiful light emanating from this rose. And focus on the rose. For spirit is in the rose, and we are the rose. A beautiful rose, high light, golden light energy is here. And it emanates from all of us together. And take a deep breath and breathe in that rose and send it out of Denver, Colorado to the world. A rose gold light, and focus it around the globe. For spirit is all there is, and we're united with that rose energy, that love, that peace, that harmony. When the focus, and I know, sense, and feel that we all have the power of focus, of love, of high frequency. And we bring that now to this planet. We bring heaven on earth, where we are the heavenly light of the divine. I'm grateful for Renee. I'm grateful for Laura. I'm grateful for everyone here at Althea, everyone online, and everyone on the planet. Every sentient being, every tree, every rose, every flower. For we get to raise the consciousness on this planet and to focus love, peace, and harmony for all. Oh, how good it is to be in this place of gratitude, of love and oneness, and joy-filled peace. And we release this into divine law, into that higher consciousness and frequency, focusing, knowing love is all there is. And together we say, and so it is. Amen.
Feel free to sing along with me. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Ah, imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura and Renee. That's one of my favorite songs. So now is the time of offering. Offering and sharing. And know that everything you give financially comes back to you. And if you focus on wanting to give more, the universe will provide for you to give more. The universe always abides. And if you wish to give online, altheacenter.org, and you can do reoccurring gifts. Also, we have a dip jar in the back. Oh, Journey, we're going to pray first. Yep, we're going to pray with a basket. That's okay. Thank you. And we also have a dip jar in the back. You can hold your credit card, debit card. It takes $10 dips. It lights up like a little Christmas tree of giving. But I also ask that you hold it in your heart, knowing as we pray that everything that you give comes back to you. Together we say, the universe provides all that I need and all that I give. With great joy I share my prosperity, planting seeds for a world I help manifest. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. And thank you all who always give in your time, talent, and treasure. And it goes to support this building, other activities, and also us bringing lunch back as well. And also supports us having these amazing artists that get to come here as well. Thank you very much. And also now we do something called the prayers of the people. Oh yeah, thank you, Jason, for putting the scan up. If you have a prayer request for yourself or someone else, we ask you don't use last names, especially if it's for someone else, because this is on Facebook and later on YouTube. Keep it simple. Come from a heart-centered place as best that you can. Also, if you have something to celebrate, that through your prayer work or thoughtful or focused intention that has been manifested. And also, if you have them online, you may contact us at altheacenter.org. Anyone has a prayer request or a sense of gratitude? We have microphones. Quiet bunch. No one's got a prayer request. Okay. Well, we are moving on. I think Daryl is singing. You need Ricky? Okay. Ricky. Calling. Here he comes. Daryl and Ricky will be performing. Oh, we have a surprise. Ricky will play the organ. Thank you very much. And Daryl will sing. Thank you, Daryl.
Good morning. Please stand as you're able and join me and Ricky in our community song, America the Beautiful. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for pilgrim feet who stern impassioned stress, a thoroughfare for freedom beat across the wilderness. America, America, God mend thine every flaw. Confirm thy soul with self-control, thy liberty in law. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, may God thy gold refine. access be nobleness, and every gain divine. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the year. Thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed their grace on thee, and crown thy good with sisterhood from sea to shining sea.
All righty, grab a hand. Get ready to shout out. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It is that thing called life. Blah, 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 blah. Om. I claim the peace inside of me. I know it increases. I feel it. I know it. And I am it. And so it is.
Life hit hard, so she stayed small. By the time she was married, she was barely there at all. Kept it undercover so she could sleep at night. A little bird in a cage, dreaming of flight. The truth is always banging around and starting fires, making it impossible to put out her desire. She'll fly, fly away. Weight of the tears, burden of the lies, promise of redemption, pressure of time, broke down what had been years on her knees, till her will grew stronger than her need to please. She'll fly. One day she'll fly, fly. Even the smallest voice rises when it sings, and even little birds when they have wings. Standing on the edge, feeling the wind, she had the courage to try
What does a baby phoenix look like? I swear I caught it in your eye. Tough skin, a few feathers, ash on your face, another duck trying to